Imagine if one day, you decided to reject a single aspect of yourself. But what if every expectation, every role, every rule that society has imposed on you couldn't handle your decision? Han Kang's The Vegetarian is exactly about this, and no, it is not about food. It's about a quiet rebellion, a haunting journey of trauma, and what it means to break free. But before we dive in, a quick heads up. This book isn't an easy read, but it's a necessary one. It deals with heavy, intense topics, including scenes of physical and sexual violence, and mental health. It's raw and unfiltered. But if you're ready for a story that will stay with you long after you close the last page, go for it. This book doesn't just tell a story, it makes you feel. As I turned each page, I could feel this slow, simmering rage building inside me. That's the power of Han Kang's writing. Each page I turned, I could feel it building slowly at first, like a whisper. But then it grew louder, sharper, more unrelenting. Yeong-hye, our female protagonist, isn't just rebelling against her family or her husband. She's rebelling against everything: cruelty, expectations, and the suffocating weight of what it means to be a woman in a world that doesn't care. The book is told through the lens of 3 different people describing Yeong-hye. It is never actually revealed how she feels or thinks, but rather she is seen as this entity that only exists in the thoughts, or other people as it's said by them. Take Yeong-hye's husband, for example, a man who constantly belittles her. He goes on and on about how unremarkable she is from page 1. At first, that's exactly why he married her, because she was quiet, obedient, and easy to control. But the moment she starts to change even slightly, he sees her as an inconvenience. This is a man who can't stop complaining about how boring she is, how she no longer serves his every need, from picking out his socks to shining his shoes. And yet, it doesn't end there. He has the audacity to have a long-standing history of lusting after her sister, talking about how much more vibrant she is. His cruelty is casual, constant, and completely enraging. By the time Yeong-hye becomes nothing more than a sleepless, detached being dealing with her trauma all on her own, while her apathetic husband just lets her suffer, watching her thinking about the trouble she has become to his life, the inconvenience, the error. You can feel the weight of what it means to be trapped in a world that refuses to see you as human. It's heartbreaking and infuriating, all at once. At first, it feels quiet, almost unnoticeable. But by the end, it's a scream you'll never forget. The world's cruelty can transform a person until they're unidentifiable even to themselves. Han Kang's The Vegetarian dives deep into this haunting subject. But here's the thing, Yeong-hye's rebellion isn't loud. It's quiet. She doesn't scream, fight, or argue. She just stops. She stops eating meat, stops caring, stops conforming. It's her way of rejecting the violence, the cruelty, the endless expectations. And it's heartbreaking. Even her own family. They don't get it. They don't even try to get it. They see her as defiant, difficult, a disgrace. And Yeong-hye. She just slips further and further away, so far that you're left wondering if she'll ever come back. There's this one haunting scene which made me cry, rage, and left me completely shocked. The scene where her own father tries to force-feed her meat while she fights tooth and nail, only to be held down by her own siblings. With her brother saying, "Sister, just behave, okay? Just eat what her father gives you." The social conditioning of a woman is captured in what could be told as the most unfiltered way. For me, this book was like looking into a broken mirror. It showed how the world can strip someone of their identity piece by piece. Yeong-hye's decision to detach herself from humanity felt shocking, but also painfully relatable. I've never read a book that made me feel this kind of rage before. Not just at Yeong-hye's husband, but at everyone who failed her. The sister who struggled to understand her. The family who cared more about appearances than her well-being. It's a rage that's so deeply feminine, so universal, that you can't help but see yourself in her story, in the expectations, the dismissals, the quiet suffocation. And to answer the question, if not already, why this book is a must-read. Because it captures something so many of us feel but can't always put into words, that quiet, simmering frustration of being expected to give and give, until there's nothing left. That's what Yeong-hye's journey is, a quiet rebellion that grows louder with every page. By the end, it's deafening, not because of what she says, but because of what she chooses to become. And that choice, painful, strange, and haunting, will stay with you long after you close the book. So, here's my challenge to you: read The Vegetarian. Feel that slow build of rage page by page. Let it make you uncomfortable. Let it make you think. And when you've turned the last page, come back here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it means to find freedom in a world that doesn't want you to have it.